Welcome to the Inverex Solar Energy Pitch Side Show. Now, tomorrow is going to be an interesting day in this test match because we could get a result. It could go either way, which is why we're looking most forward to it. Everything, all the action that is lined up for us. I've been joined by Bazid Khan and Pakistan bowling coach Shaun Tait. Shaun, welcome to the Inverex Pitch Side Show. I just want to ask you about what you feel, how things went for Pakistan today.
I think it was a pretty decent day. There's no doubt. You guys will know watching. We've been up against it during this test a few times, more than a few times, and I think we've responded fairly well. It might not always look that way from the outside, but even with the ball, the guys have been under the pump. We're a bowler down. I still felt like we fought, and I think the game's in a very interesting position, especially for the viewers at home. Yeah.
You're talking about the game being in an interesting position. What's been the dressing room talk at this point of time? You're approaching the target. How are you going about it? Because there's a whole day for Pakistan to play tomorrow.
You got to take it fairly deep, I suppose. There's a whole thing about losing wickets, getting the runs, all that stuff, the usual last day test match result stuff. But I think look, we're just going to bat. The guys have been playing well. I thought we obviously batted fairly well in the first innings and. Continue on from there. As the result sort of gets a bit closer, then obviously you look at that at the time.
Were you surprised by the declaration at all?
It was. We were sort of sitting back wondering what they were going to do and how aggressive they were going to be. Not surprised because that's what England. That's the way England play now. I think it was. For Test cricket, really good though. Yeah.
Yeah. About the pitch, is this one of the worst pitches to bowl fast bowling on or not?
Possibly, yeah. I think that's why I'm actually quite impressed with the way we went about it because we lost Harris. We're a bowler down, so from a quicks point of view, the two guys hustled in. That's all they could do. They bowled, they improved from the first day and bowled pretty good areas. So I was impressed, yeah.
And you've got sort of 5 test matches back to back. How many fast bowlers would you ideally want to rotate? It's really tough. It's back-to-back test matches on pitches which are really flat.
We've got guys in the wings, but yeah, you're right. It is tough. There's going to be some tough decisions from our management made during this whole 5 test matches. So it's not going to be easy. There's no doubt about that. But luckily, a rest day tomorrow for our bowlers, and then possibly another 3 before the next test match. So we've got a few days to get the guys taped up, bandaged up and ready to go again. Yeah.
What's the update on Haris Rauf then? He's got a quad strain. Do you think he's going to be fit for the second test match?
I don't know. I actually don't know, to be honest. I haven't gone into deep conversations with the medical guys. I hope so, but I'm not sure. I couldn't say. Yeah.
As a bowling coach, what do you tell your team? How should they be bowling in these conditions? There's obviously not much at offer. There's not a lot happening on that wicket. What do you tell them? What do you tell your fast bowlers to be? How should they be bowling in these conditions?
This test match has been an interesting one from a coaching point of view as well because, the way that England have gone about it. Sure, they've been playing this way, but this is even obviously a bit of a perfect storm with the wicket, a great batting wicket as well. So it's a perfect storm for them to make the runs they've made. So you sort of sit back and take it all in for a session and then go, right, what message am I going to deliver to the guys? And I think patience was a big thing. And maybe changing those areas. I'm not going to say one day bowling, but something in the middle between test and one day bowling in a way. You saw Naseem Shah take the pace off a couple of times, got Stokes out with that. Sort of hitting that top of the stumps length and a bit straighter than probably your normal test match lengths. And obviously we had a bit of a defensive. The guys square of the wicket, we had them out for a lot of the match as well, which is a lot different to what you'd normally do in a test match.
Yeah, and well, looking from the outside, I particularly thought that Pakistan bowled better in the second innings than they did the first. And obviously that first innings, as you talked about, there's that element of shock, really, the way that England batted. Now, this innings and now sort of preparing ahead, it might get easier because you know exactly what to expect from England.
Oh, exactly right. That first... We knew they were going to come hard. We knew the way that England were going to play, no doubt. But that was extreme and amazing to watch for cricket fans. Yeah. But so we had that first session. I didn't think we bowled that well. You're right. And we had to sort of sit back and go, okay, how are we going to go about the rest of this match? Which is why I say I was impressed with the guys, the way they did stand up, a bowler down, and kept toiling away. You know?
How do you decide to bowl to someone who decides to bat left-handed? We saw that with Joe Root today.
I mean, again, Test cricket evolving even more. So, and especially a guy like Joe Root, one of the great batsmen of the world, and people would say, a correct batsman with a great technique, and he's the one that's turning around, hitting the ball the other way. So, it shows the mentality of England at the moment and their aggressiveness. But I mean, Naseem was sort of looking at me on the boundary with his arms out, going, "What is this?" And laughing. So, our guys had a bit of fun with it as well. Yeah.
Okay, I think one thing that everyone wants to know is what is the update on Shaheen Shah Afridi? I mean, there's a lot that's been going on with him, but obviously everybody wants to see him fully fit in action once again as soon as possible.
Yeah, again, I'm going to bore you here. I don't know. That's the honest truth. But obviously, the way this Test match is going and the way England are playing, Pakistani fans are going to be eager for Shaheen to come back, and I suppose we all are. But I don't think he's going to be around for certainly the next Test. That's a guess from me, but yeah.
Okay, nice. There's a lot of guessing game going on today in this pitch side show. But in terms of team talk, we are hopeful. Well, we're definitely probably going to get a result tomorrow. I mean, considering the way this Test match started, there's a lot of talk around it being a draw towards the end because of the conditions and everything. But now we're in for a result. So, what's the team talk like right now? I mean, how do you come out tomorrow? Is it session by session, or what has it been like?
I think throughout this Test match, the team talk has been certainly, and not a great deal of talking, actually, to be honest. I mean, the players are sorting it out, but it's been aggressive from our side to a certain extent. It's been very positive. It's talking about staying in the game, and then when that glimmer of light comes through, and you got a chance, have a crack ourselves. Whether it's with the ball, there's going to be opportunities with the ball, the way they play, and now they've given us an opportunity with the bat, or they've given us opportunities through the Test with the bat, and so is the wicket. So we've actually we've played fairly aggressively for Test cricket, the way we've played as well. And even tonight, the guys are still going after it. So it doesn't look like it because we're playing against England, but I think our approach has been quite aggressive as well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how many runs Pakistan scored today in this session. They've got 80 runs on the board. You can minus that from the total. Is it? It's not too premature to be hopeful. 260 to get.
I mean, like I said, the game is open, and it's open for us as well. And I think I'm not going to talk about the wicket too much, but on a wicket like this, a sporty declaration, and that's what I mean. Hopefully, Test cricket, the way England are going about it here, and like I said, opening the door for us to have a chance of winning the match, is going to make for good watching. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I'm not going to keep you here. I'm sure you've got a lot to talk about in that dressing room. But yeah, that was Shaun Tait, the bowling coach of Pakistan cricket team. We'll be taking a short break on this Inverex Solar Energy Pitchside show, and we'll be back shortly.